Hello, mysterious person behind the screen, and welcome to a sort of half-term collection update. Now, a couple of weeks ago it was half-term. I bought a few things, kind of want to show them off a bit. It's kind of also what I got recently as well, not just in the half-term. I was gonna wait to film this video until I got the Spearhead from Space Steelbook that I ordered from Zavi. I don't know, pre-ordered it, mid-March, and it's now mid-April. Still haven't heard anything. It's supposed to come out at the end of March. Well, I've actually heard something, that's a lie. It's been postponed for another 2 weeks, so I thought, I'm just going to get this out now. It's really annoying, but I'm not the only person that this is happening to, so I can sort of take comfort that it's not just me. So, enough of the, riff-raff, let's just get straight on with this. First thing I want to show is Batman Bad Blood, the new DC Animated Universe movie that's coming out. Let's focus on that. There we go. Blu-ray, of course. Had to get it. Big DC fan, big animated fan. Of course, had to get it. Let's just open it. There's the disc there. Not much special features on this, but definitely worth buying for a DC fan, and I'm happy to own it. So let's just put that aside. Planet of Evil. Got this it must have been last month now, but unfortunately you may be able to see there, because it was going around town, some orange juice leaked on it and it sort of got a bit ruined, but I'm currently in the middle of watching it. I'm on episode 1, let's just open it up there. See, it's in my player at the moment, so I'm on 10 minutes into episode 1, seems pretty good so far, seems pretty interesting, so yeah, can't wait to continue on with that. This you've already seen, and it's the Horror of Glam Rock CD from Big Finish. I bought this from Doctor Who Experience. You've already seen it in that video, but maybe if some people didn't watch that video, here it is in here. There we go, Horror of Glam Rock. Now this is something I'm a bit stoked about, this Doctor Who the 80s book. This is from the 90s, and I've seen it floating around a few times, most notably on Geeks Handbags, the 80s video on the Hugh Alex Reviews channel from a few years back, and yeah, at the back I got it for £3. So happy to find this in the back of the comic shop, and it's a really great find, so I'm just gonna really sort of treasure that. I bought 2 Funko Pops, one Silence from Doctor Who, and a Marvel one, which is Spider-Man. Now, I've been meaning to get the Spidey one here for a while, and that's because it's Spider-Man, man, and I think he looks a really cool figure. I don't think they've got the paint work quite right. I mean, it looks a bit too dark to be Spider-Man, especially when you compare it to the picture on the box. His eyes are different, and it's a bit too dark for Spider-Man, but it's a pretty good pop figure nonetheless. And the other one I got was the Silence. And this is actually from the second batch of Doctor Who figures that have come out, and this is a really good figure. It's got a really nice deformed face. It looks really, really good, and the paint work on the suit's really nice. So there we go, 2 really good pop figures. Now these were the ones that I was really most pleased with what I bought in the half term. These are 2 Virgin books from the 90s, the Virgin New Adventures series of books that ran after the TV show got cancelled, and 4 BBC books which sort of replaced the Virgin books after a while. And found these in Camilla's bookshop in Eastbourne. It's really, every corner you turn in that shop is just stacks and stacks and stacks of books, like at the beginning of Ghostbusters. And there's a Doctor Who bit, and you just have loads of BBC books, loads of Virgin books, loads of Virgin Missing Adventures. It was a bit like heaven for me, and this year I sort of classify as my expanded universe year, because I've been getting a lot of Big Finish, I've been getting a lot of BBC. Wow, these are the only ones I have. This is the entire 90s book collection, but I want to get more of these because I'm really delving into the expanded universe. So I'll show you some of these off. So first one we got is Hope by Mark Clapham. Now, some of these 8th Doctor books, I must admit, I kind of regret buying because they're very heavily linked with story arcs, which I haven't read yet. So I'm hoping these 8th Doctor ones will make sense. But I mainly picked this one because the cover looks really, really cool. And then Hope by Mark Clapham there. And then the blurb at the back. And how long is this book? It's about 247 pages long there. So that's Hope by Mark Clapham. This is the one I'm most worried about reading. Unnatural History by Jonathan Bloom and Kate Orman, because apparently this is heavily linked with the Faction Paradox story arc, which I haven't read. See, it's quite thick. All of these are in pretty good condition. They've just got a bit of discoloration because obviously they're quite old. So yeah, there's the back. A lot of these I only got because the covers looked like really cool. And how long is this? This is 279 pages there. This one I got some months ago now. In fact, I think it might have been like January, and it's The 8 Doctors by Terence Dicks. I didn't get this from Camilla's. I ordered this because I really like the sound of the book. And yeah, it does, even now looks like a really good book. So yeah, got this in January and it looks awesome. You got the blurb there, it's Rassilon from the 5 Doctors. Trust the TARDIS. That's probably not what he sounds like, and it's probably not even him speaking, but still. There's the smoke alarm going off. I'm sure that's perfectly fine. Right, how many pages is this one? It is 280 pages there. Okay, so the next one, all these are bought from Camilla's now. Bullet Time, and I was very intrigued with this one. 1, the cover looks stunning. 2, it features the one and only Sarah Jane Smith. It's a Sarah Jane Smith and 7th Doctor story. See there, it's You're Not the Doctor I Knew, Perhaps You Never Knew the Doctor. It's really 1997 Hong Kong. Really sounds cool, this one, and I don't think it ties into any arcs because it's from the PDAs, which I don't really think had any arcs in. I think they had like sort of loose arcs. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. 254 pages. All of these are of similar lengths here. This is another PDA. Asylum. Oh, Stand Up by Peter Darrell Evans. Sorry. This is a 4th Doctor and Nyssa story, and this is sort of timey-wimey because I've read that Nyssa is taken from events after she left the TARDIS. So it's sort of, it looks really cool. The cover looks quite gory. I think that's a bit of blood on that knife there. So this looks like quite a dark story as the blurb. Of course, if you want to read it. And this is how many pages? 253. That's about the author. So 252 of the actual story. So yeah, that's Asylum. And now we're on to the Virgin New Adventures. I haven't read any of these apart from Human Nature, which is the obviously quite famous because it got adapted into the television story Human Nature, and I've got that as part of the history collection. But these are originals, so these are by far the most beaten up ones, but they're still very much readable. That fell over. This is Legacy by Gary Russell. That cover looks really cool. Sylvester McCoy and the Nice Warrior there. Legacy by Gary Russell. I really like the spines of these. They look really professional and cool. And then here is the blurb if you want to read that. And there's a little description of Virgin books. And this is... how much pages is this? 301 pages there. And I think I saw Time War and Genesis in there, which is the first Virgin book, which I should have got. Which I didn't realise it was the first Virgin book, so I thought it was just a random book in a story arc. I didn't know if it was the first. Should have got it, didn't. There's no use wondering about what I didn't get. But I'd seen this one spoken about by TJ Productions, and it's Iceberg by David Banks, featuring a one-off companion called Ruby. It's a Cyberman story. You see, this one's got a bit of a rip there. That's probably why I got it for £1. All of the rest of these have been £1.50. So there's the blurb there. The description at the bottom is exactly the same as the other one. Doctor Who there. And this is 253 pages. So I'm very excited. Those were the ones that I'm the most stoked about, so I'm very excited to read those. And the last thing I've got, you've already seen as well. You may remember from the festival, I got this print signed by Sylvester McCoy, sorry. And I got one signed by E.G. So, played Chang Li there to match it, and now these look pretty cool together. And I'm planning, if I ever meet Paul McGann or Sophie Aldred or Daphne Ashbrook, I'm planning to take these out and get them to sign it, so I have a complete set. Especially Paul McGann there. But yeah. So if you did enjoy this collection update, please like, subscribe, comment. I'll see you in my next one. Take care now. It looks like my head's being cut off whenever I go in this light.